Welcome back to Manna Home Design, where we break down real apartments with real constraints and analyze how smart design transforms small spaces into high-functioning, visually layered homes. If you're serious about small space design, render-friendly upgrades, and strategic vintage styling, you're in the right place. What if a 1930s Denver rental apartment, with tight rooms, original tile, and zero renovation budget, could feel curated, cohesive, and larger than its actual square footage? Today, we're dissecting a brilliant stylish Denver apartment filled with vintage finds to see exactly how small space design, tonal color blocking, and budget DIY decisions create a space that feels intentional, not improvised. This is a compact 1930s Denver rental apartment layered with historic character and an eclectic modern-traditional mix. Instead of stripping away its age, the design leans into vintage-heavy styling, render-friendly modifications, and proportion-driven layout decisions. You'll see how a narrow entryway becomes architectural through DIY moldings, how a small living room maximizes flow with controlled scale and mirrored depth, and how color-drenched walls unify compact rooms without overwhelming them. From thrifted vintage finds to subtle space-maximizing strategies, every detail serves a purpose. This isn't just an apartment tour, it's a structural breakdown of how to design a small rental intelligently. Before we get started, subscribe for precise small space design strategies, render-friendly upgrades, and smart vintage styling breakdowns. New apartment tours every week. Entryway, narrow historic foyer. Welcome to this small space inside a 1930s Denver rental apartment where historic character sets the tone from the very first step. This narrow entryway proves that even a compact foyer can reflect an eclectic modern-traditional mix. Instead of fighting the limitations of a rental layout, the design leans into vintage-heavy styling and render-friendly upgrades to create a layered but cohesive first impression. Budget DIY moldings add architectural depth without permanent changes, reinforcing the historic charm. A slim onyx pedestal keeps the footprint tight while vertical styling, like a chrome mirror and tension pole lamp, draws the eye upward, maximizing height perception in this compact layout. Every element supports small space design through scale, proportion, and tonal neutral color blocking. The result feels curated, not crowded. Sculptural vintage finds bring personality, while restrained layering keeps the entry functional. In a small 1930s apartment like this, cohesion is everything. Each detail contributes to a space-maximizing strategy that balances soul, structure, and smart render-friendly design. Living room, compact multi-use layout. This small living room inside a 1930s Denver rental apartment demonstrates how historic character and modern function can coexist. The eclectic modern-traditional mix unfolds through vintage-heavy furniture layered intentionally within a tight floor plan. Small space design here isn't about minimalism. It's about strategic editing and tonal color blocking. A white slip-covered sofa offers render-friendly durability, while a low-profile taupe rug defines the zone without overwhelming the compact layout. Mirrors expand perceived square footage, and leaning artwork creates depth without drilling into historic walls. Every piece serves multiple purposes: storage, seating, circulation, maximizing functionality in limited square footage. The layering feels rich but controlled. Budget DIY solutions blend seamlessly with vintage marketplace finds, creating a cohesive visual rhythm. In a small 1930s rental apartment, thoughtful scale, edited styling, and tonal neutrality transform constraints into character-driven design. Window nook, micro indoor retreat. In this 1930s Denver rental apartment, a tiny window nook becomes an indoor-outdoor illusion within a small space layout. Historic trim frames the moment, while the eclectic modern-traditional mix introduces softness and sculptural contrast. This is small space design driven by atmosphere rather than square footage. Reupholstered vintage seating in tonal eggplant hues reinforces color blocking while keeping proportions compact. Linen curtains replace bulky blinds, maximizing light flow without visual weight. Every layer, from thrifted objects to controlled textiles, supports a cohesive and renter-friendly transformation. The nook feels intimate, not cluttered. Vintage-heavy styling remains scaled appropriately for a micro footprint. In a compact 1930s apartment, creating emotional zones within limited square footage is a powerful space-maximizing strategy. Dining room, green color-drenched small room. This small square dining room inside a 1930s Denver rental apartment embraces tonal color blocking through full green color drenching. Historic architecture meets an eclectic modern-traditional mix, proving that bold decisions can work beautifully in compact spaces. Matte walls and a slightly darker ceiling lower glare and create cozy depth, while a square rug covers worn rental floors. Vintage-heavy elements, like leopard chairs and a 70s orb lamp, add dimension without overwhelming the tight footprint. Even the DIY radiator cover supports renter-friendly customization. The layered but cohesive palette creates intimacy rather than shrinkage. In small space design, saturation can unify walls, trim, and ceiling into one visual envelope, turning limitations into immersive character. Kitchen, ultra-compact rental hack. This tiny closed-off kitchen in a 1930s Denver rental apartment proves that small space design thrives on creativity. The compact galley layout remains intact, preserving historic character while integrating an eclectic modern-traditional mix. Budget DIY solutions, vinyl-wrapped countertops and peel-and-stick backsplash, offer renter-friendly transformation without renovation. Open shelving is styled minimally to prevent clutter, while curtains conceal storage, maximizing vertical space within a narrow footprint. Vintage ceramics and tonal warm neutrals keep the space layered yet cohesive. In a small rental kitchen, efficiency and emotional warmth must coexist, and here, every square inch works harder without sacrificing personality. Bedroom, warm tonal small retreat. This compact bedroom in a 1930s Denver rental apartment uses dusty mauve color drenching to create intimacy. The eclectic modern-traditional mix shows up through vintage-heavy furniture balanced with budget DIY customization. A custom fabric-covered headboard elevates a simple base, while mismatched vintage dressers double as storage and nightstands, maximizing function within narrow circulation paths. Tonal bedside lamps reduce visual contrast, reinforcing cohesion in a small footprint. Layered textiles, a vintage rug, and warm tonal blocking create depth without clutter. In small space design, cohesion is comfort, and this room transforms square footage limits into emotional warmth. Bedroom, warm tonal small retreat. This compact bedroom in a 1930s Denver rental apartment uses dusty mauve color drenching to create intimacy. The eclectic modern-traditional mix shows up through vintage-heavy furniture balanced with budget DIY customization. A custom fabric-covered headboard elevates a simple base, while mismatched vintage dressers double as storage and nightstands, maximizing function within narrow circulation paths. Tonal bedside lamps reduce visual contrast, reinforcing cohesion in a small footprint. Layered textiles, a vintage rug, and warm tonal blocking create depth without clutter. In small space design, cohesion is comfort, and this room transforms square footage limits into emotional warmth. Whole apartment, cohesive small space narrative. This 1930s Denver rental apartment tells a cohesive small space story through historic character and an eclectic modern traditional mix. Each room honors original architecture while integrating vintage heavy marketplace finds and renter-friendly DIY layers. Tonal color blocking segments the compact layout into distinct but connected zones. Mirrors expand depth, layered textures create dimension, and thoughtful scale prevents visual overload, key strategies for maximizing limited square footage. The apartment feels layered but cohesive because every decision supports spatial clarity. In a small rental, character, restraint, and intentional styling transform constraint into identity, proving that great design isn't about size, but about structure and story. If this breakdown helped you rethink your small space, subscribe now for more brilliant apartment transformations and practical design analysis.